My name is Jim Parks. I was originally was a rifleman with the Winnipeg Rifles on D-Day, and I ended up being a sergeant before the end of the war. But during that time, I participated in all the major battles that our unit was in, including Normandy, Caen, Carpiquet, Leopold Canal, Nijmegen, and carried on right through the coast, right through to Holland and Germany, and finished up the war in Germany in 1945. When we actually landed on the beach, we never ever practiced it that way. We practiced different ways in Scotland, and they decided to forget any of those ways, just go in the way we were. So that's what we did. At Juno 6, well, what they did with us, I was the mortar carriers. So we were in a landing craft tank, and our time of landing was H-2. H hour is the time of our assault landing craft for the infantry to come in. -2 that we're supposed to land 2 minutes ahead of time. But our boat, we had, they dropped us off in water too deep, and our mortar carriers went into the water, and we ended up swimming. And on the way there, trying to swim into shore, I got sideswiped by one of the landing craft come in, and you get pushed into the water, and all I could see was stars because I swallowed a lot of water, right? And you see stars, and my foot touched the bottom, and it gave you a little adrenaline that popped up, and I still started to wing my way into the water, into the shore. The orders were that boat, every boat that went to shore in that first waves or so, to ram the beach, so they wouldn't have to be in the water. But he didn't do that. We got dropped off too soon. Otherwise, we wouldn't have got wet. Would have had all our stuff. But everything we had was stuck on the boat. Our officer came in about 12 or 15 minutes later. He'd come in. A lot happens in a short period of time there, you know. We pull the guys out of the water and all that sort of stuff, because we wouldn't have done that unless the firing had stopped on the beach. And we had nowhere to go because we'd lost everything anyway, so we pulled the guys some of the guys were hitting the water, pulled them out of the water. And what we worried about, the tanks were going to come in, and tanks may run over. They wouldn't see the bodies, they were just running it over. So we pulled as many as we could, as far as we could. And once we started doing that, a few of the other guys did too that lost their stuff. But the main infantry companies, they had pushed forward already. They'd already pushed forward to their next objective. We're moving forward to a village called Puteaux. That was on what they call the Oak Line. So the objective when the Canadian Army went through, they set an objective where to reach for the D-Day, and they'd draw a line on the map, and they'd call that a line, Oak Line. That was the Oak Line. So when we got to Puteaux, that was part of the Oak Line. And so we were all dug in there, and the wheat was around about 3 or 4 feet high. So in the afternoon of the 7th of June, the Germans had infiltrated. So when the evening come, they were infiltrated all around the companies. And between the 7th and 8th of June, we had 3 companies decimated because the Germans had infiltrated among, and a lot of the people got out, but we lost over 256 people, killed, wounded, or captured in that time. The sacrifices made by our generation, the benefits are for this generation. This is what I feel is, you don't think about that way at the time, you're just in there to do your job and to survive. That's what you're there for.